Oh, fantastic.
It's gonna be the last session, probably.
One way or the other, it is looking to go that route.
Ah, nice.
It all depends on how well you guys survive. Fortunately, you should be
Or we
getting
just
some...
explode.
What happened? Oh, one of the bolt rounds hit a gas main. Yeah, tire block went up. Who knew? Sadness ensues.
I don't remember who was on critical wounds, though I do know I'm on 1.
One crit?
Yeah.
Didn't you start off that way? Oh, no, you got knocked down to it because you had, like, what, 4 wounds to begin with?
Yeah, I like started at 2.
So, I mean,
Took 1 hit.
Jort was bleeding out. I think that was our only time.
Yeah, still bleeding out.
The whole game.
Speaking of,
my new character shows up, I shoot him in the back of the head. No original characters will survive this campaign.
Funny you should mention that. Have you guys been talking amongst yourselves as to how to remedy this current predicament you are in? As to where to direct the artillery fire?
I don't think we've talked, but I think I at least have an idea how my character will probably act or suggest what course of action to take.
Because Theta's character will not be introduced immediately because that would make no sense based on the circumstances. However, depending on your people's decision, that will determine, 1, whether or not his character even makes it to you, or if he dies immediately, or two, like what exactly the ramifications of your decision are. So,
yeah.
Theta, if you would like to give advice now before the game actually starts, I'll let you guys.
I mean, is Ark even here yet?
He's got his little face here.
That's contrary to what you might believe. Arklord is not a raccoon that's always smoking a cigar.
Are you sure? Because I'm fairly certain that is always the way he's looked to me.
Yeah, I don't see any difference.
Yeah, like, well, the mental picture I have for Arklord is... No, that's not it. It's definitely more raccoonish in nature.
Yeah, definitely.
Also a bit taller, usually, unless something weird is happening here.
There you go.
That was the Koopa version of Arklord.
Oh, yeah. King Koopa, no less.
Hold on, I gotta adjust the canvas here. Apparently, when I wasn't paying attention, Tabor took over as GM.
Oh, yeah. That's how he does.
I don't know why the cameras got switched.
Well, because when a problem comes along... Words. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now you have all of the attire in the background to look at, so that's great.
Yeah. Everything good over there, Ark?
Yep. Sorry about that.
Oh, cool. Just making sure you're ready. Right. So
the discussion point was to bomb a cathedral or to let orcs take it over?
Well, the orcs have already overrun the cathedral, from what you can tell. The fact that it's not on fire is kind of impressive. However, right now, the orcs are pushing across the bridge and are overwhelming the defenders that are basically buying time for this artillery strike.
Right. I mean, basically, to do nothing while a symbol of the Emperor is ransacked, or to bomb a symbol of the Emperor.
Correct.
I think there were 3 choices, which was, bomb the symbol of the Empire, do nothing, wait until everyone dies, and then blow the bridge, or blow the bridge while all of our friends are still fighting and holding it.
Well, I mean, your option 2 is meaningless. It's not even an option. It doesn't matter.
Correct, which is why I eliminated from my own mind.
I should also point out, getting the artillery strike to actually take out the bridge is going to be... I mean, it's definitely doable, but it is indirect fire, and the Imperial Guard's mantra is more quantity has a quality all of its own. So while the bridge will almost certainly be struck, whether it's struck enough times to go down is going to be a roll of the dice.
Problem here is that you want a Kobayashi Maru here. You need to win the unwinnable because both options are going to get you killed.
Yep. I mean, potentially... But yeah, you could wait till the orcs cross the bridge and then blow them up while they're tearing apart your own friends.
Of course, we also know the accuracy of the artillery bombardment. So
you do.
Which could also just hit the cathedral anyway.
Also true.
Are these mechanical bridges that can just be raised?
No, sadly they're
Are
not.
they swing
Yep.
bridges that can just be turned?
They are suspension bridges.
Okay, where
And I
is
think-
our magneto unit?
We just pick that up, move it, and then we're all set.
Oh, do we have any ships in orbit?
You actually do have ships in orbit. However, predominantly the orbit they're in currently is to basically participate in the reconquering of
Right,
the main
right.
orc.
But they have
stronghold.
tractor beams, don't they?
No, they have
Yeah.
something better than a tractor beam called a lancer array, which effectively allows them to glass large portions of a
No,
planet.
no, no. I'm talking about. Oh shit, I can't remember the name of the planet. He came up with the tactic to low orbit these ships and then just throw the troops out of it, and then the repulsor beam, tractor beam, whatever it was called, would slow their descent.
I have never heard of that. Now, there are drop pods for the Astartes because they can actually take that kind of impact.
Oh god, it was
Where they
one of
do
the
a low
planets
orbit
where
and
they
they
had
just
a.
shoot them
It's
right in.
one of the planets where they had a major rebellion, and there's a long-lasting rebellion. And right near the end, when one of them wins, the Tyranids come in and just kill whoever's left.
What novel is this?
The Imperial unit evacuates the front in such a way that the rebels don't realize, and they think
They're
they've
gone.
won by the time that they've killed whoever's left on the front, because there's nobody left, and that's when the Tyranids come in.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't even know there were teleporters in.
No, not teleports. I'm talking tractor beams.
Yeah, they have grav chutes, so they have the ability to sort of like negate gravity. So I know that's a real thing. But I'm unfamiliar with this mass repulsor thing. That's badass. Then again, 40K novels have a habit of inventing tech based on the author.
Mhm.
So it's easy to completely like miss out on
Okay,
that
hold
if
on.
you're
It
not
was
paying
in
attention.
a-
But
It was one
It's
of
kinda
these
funny
Luton
because that's
09
literally-
videos.
that's literally one of the cool things about the Games Workshop mythos is just, by the way, we've forgotten so much shit. There is definitely technology that could do any of the things we're talking about. And there might be... It sounds famous.
Right.
Well, at any rate, in the next campaign where you guys are fleet officers, you can definitely attempt that.
Oh boy. All right. I guess let's go ahead and just get going. Make the decision in game.
Alrighty then, who would like to do the recap, Griff?
Yep, yeah, of course. I volunteer as tribute. Last time we continued our fight out in the middle of the streets, trying to fight down towards the bridge. We encountered a very large orc who decided to take out a power claw and nearly gut Alexander in a single blow. At which point he dodged into a building, and a couple more got him. A couple more orcs who just had some basic power swords, I think, right?
It was actually just 2 giant machine guns.
2 giant machine guns is what got him. Meanwhile, Jort started bleeding out after he got into a fist fight with, I think, was a jetpack orc, rocket orc. And meanwhile, Bigby actually had like a whole adventure rappelling down the side of a building, firing up at someone literally trying to pour lead down at him. So Bigby got to be a big badass, and Timur just pulled out his Melta and said, "I don't like this fight anymore."
Do you have any of those melta shots left?
No, I'm out. That was all of them. I had no reloads.
Well, as you've all finally gained the vantage point that was specified to you during your mission briefing, you clamber up onto the 3rd story, and as you look out across the sort of burning city, across the river where you can see the tracer fire, the las fire from the guardsmen, and the random ignited rounds fired back by the orc war party that has taken over this section of the city. You do still have the Voxcaster that was provided to you all, specifically for calling in the artillery support. However, as you get to this scene, with all of you pretty heavily wounded, you realize the predicament you're in as the major force of the Orc Warband is occupied one of the cathedrals of the Planetary Saint. And across that bridge, you see the beleaguered Imperial Guard forces and the PDF forces fighting, try as they might, to hold back this green tide. So you have the Voxcaster You have the means of calling in the coordinates. What are you going to direct this fire towards?
All right. Well, I think George right now was given priority on the decision, but George, you are still conflicted about making any decision. Is that correct?
I've actually done a lot of research on because it's a really interesting decision to me. I like what a guardsman would do, and it all depends on the regiment that you're in, honestly.
Well, we're with Krieg, so the answer is kill literally anyone in our way.
Yeah, it's just fuck everybody who's not us. So
All right. So where are you calling this artillery fire?
shit.
So the good news is, fortunately, because this is a well documented city, basically the entire area already has MGRS, those are like lat long coordinates built in to the data set you have. So you can just call for fire on specific GPS coordinates. Now, whether or not that will translate to a hit from the artillery teams is going to be up to their attack rolls.
Mhm.
So you
George,
said the orcs are in the church, or
so it looks like the main concentration of the orcs are inside the church, using the church basically as firing positions to arc their fire across the water towards the Imperial Guard units. But they're also massing in front of the church to try and charge across the bridge and take the other side.
well, if they're massing in front of the church, I guess we'll just bomb that. Fuck it.
All right.
I think what my recommendation would be very similar, which is, okay, they're massing to take the bridge, we fire towards the bridge, essentially.
So you can either, so there's either going to be bonuses or negatives to this artillery barrage based on how close the coordinates you get. So if you want to target the big cathedral, you'll almost certainly get the mass of the orcs. If you want to target the bridge, you'll definitely get some of the orcs. If you'd like to wait until they do something else, you can. But ultimately, depending on how specific your coordinates are, is going to determine how good of a roll they're going to get. And then they will fire for effect, so who knows what might happen.
Right. So I'm recommending far side of the bridge.
Jord is recommending bomb the cathedral and everything around. So what does Bigby, the sharpshooter? Tie-breaking vote. As all eyes turn to the rattling.
In and around the bridge.
Bridge it is.
All right, now, in and around the bridge, do you mean you want to wait till they move their forces across the bridge and then target the bridge, or?
I trust Timur's call on this. Because you know they say that snipers hate infantry. No, snipers hate artillery.
All right, so Griff, as they're crossing the bridge, is that how it goes?
If that's what the rattling wants, then that's what we'll get.
Jort, are you in agreement?
Notice how we're all trying to delegate responsibility here.
We're blowing up.
I'm just trying to reach consensus here.
Well, Jort
The
has the
bridge itself?
box. They're going to wait for the orcs to cross the bridge, and they're going to target the bridge.
Jord also has the rank right now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So ultimately, it's Jort's call.
Caster.
No,
So
I mean
Jord,
he
we've
got
given you our
promoted once,
recommendations.
so he's actually
Yep.
above.
What are you telling them?
Fuck it, just blow up the church. Fuck the church.
He does it anyway.
Oh, did you actually say "fuck the church" on the Vox?
Yeah, I exactly say those words. Fuck the church in a totally different accent.
There's no coming back from this. Might as well fuck the church.
Right, as you hear the squelch of the Vox as you key the mic, and this is a direct line back to fire control. And you have the grid coordinates for the cathedral itself. And I imagine, are you going to say specifically, bomb the fuck out of the Cathedral of St. Eugenius, or do you just want to translate the MGRS coordinates?
I'll just give them the coordinates. I'll be like, that's where the orcs are. Get them, boys.
All right, they as they put in this, you can see the troops are massing together, And as the orcs, you can hear the war cries, even at this distance, almost more than a mile away, you can hear it echoing across the water as hundreds of these orcs just start shouting in bloodlust as they get ready to charge. And you hear over the Vox, after you put in the coordinates, just a brief pause, they read the coordinates back to you and they go, just to confirm, our tracking system here identifies this as a no-fire zone. Something about religious sanctity. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Confirm these are the coordinates to fire upon.
Yeah, that's the coordinates.
Understood. Round going out. Keep your eyes out, lads. And as they open fire... You can actually... You don't hear the sound of the shell, but you do see, briefly, this is blur, as something slams straight through the cloud cover towards the targeted location. And of course, now I gotta click a button. There we go. We'll see what happens here. Fortunately, because you gave specific MGRS coordinates, they have a pretty good shot. Range. And the bonus. Yeah, you watch as this heavy frag shell end up striking straight through one of the minarets on the southern portion of the cathedral, smacking right into sort of the little courtyard that's out there, and just detonates. Over the Vox you go. How do you read? Impact good? Shall we fire for effect?
Are they asking me to keep shooting?
They're asking you to confirm. if
So
they-
roll me Imperial Guard lore with a plus 30.
All right. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, you
I'm like,
hear what they
"Ah."
told you. You hear what they told you. After a few minutes of you being quiet, they're like, transmit again, are you still there? Forward observer, shall we fire for effect or do you need adjustment?
Ah,
Oh, Timmer.
bring it up a little bit. Keep going, boys.
Keep going. Understood. Firing for effect, bringing it up a little bit. And this time they fire, and rather than seeing a single shell go, you realize that the first round was more of a test round. Fired to make sure that this was landing in the right area. And now that that has happened, they're going out of their way to fire with multiple cannons. Sadly, they're now adjusting their fire higher. We'll see what happens. That's not bad. Third battery. Nice. You watch as not one shell, not 3 shells, but 12 rounds of this Earthshaker cannon slam into this massive, ancient, irreplaceable cathedral. Some of them slam through the roof and then detonate inside. You can watch as all these stones are shattered and sent like shrapnel across the Orcish horde. Some of the basilisk shells make it outside into the courtyard, and you watch as the entire area around the cathedral is completely bombarded, but the cathedral takes heavily precise weapons fire until you watch as the main minaret actually collapses, falling over onto the side, crushing a number of orc vehicles as they go. And as all this is going on, you can hear just the chaos and the terror from the orcish horde as, seeing all these explosions occurring behind them, they finally make their charge across the bridge. Heavily damaged. Let's just see what kind of damage they're dealing here. Yeah, it's not good. As the cathedral itself is completely demolished, and the vast majority of the orc vehicles that were kept within are also destroyed. You watch as the cathedral, which despite being occupied by the orcs at the time, was relatively intact, is now entire side walls have collapsed in. You can see fires and gouts of flame as all of the sacred unguents and oils that were kept there ignite, causing what little there is that can burn of this monastery to completely immolate. And you watch as the fire spreads to the surroundings as well, creating a pretty impressive inferno, all things being equal. So, well done. As they go again, they're like, you can hear as the orcs are beginning to charge, they're meeting the heavy weapons fire. You can see there's still going to be a fight here. But as this occurs, over the radio they go, understood. Guns reloaded. Shall we fire again? Please direct fire. Or...
Does George survive to make another call? I mean, he's still bleeding out. He should have made a couple.
Oh, this is a good point. Give me pick 2 D10 rolls, buddy.
Okay, give me 5 and 3.
5 and 3? Alright, here comes the first one.
I imagine he's on the box just giving orders.
Here's the 5.
Pool of blood.
Here's the 3.
Any normal person would be like, boss, you want to do something about this? No, just give me more calcium.
Yeah, here you have a hand on that side wound. You're bleeding, but you're not dead yet. But sure enough, you watch as the fire rages and the battle goes on. You can try to direct over towards the orc forces storming across the bridge if you would like.
Yeah, I'll let them know that they're charging the bridge.
All right, give me a ballistic skill roll with a plus 30 due to the map.
All right.
Yeah, let's see if you can figure out the best place to pinpoint this. Oh
yeah.
Man, you do.
All right, so they fire the first round once again, and this is a very precise shot, so they get the benefit of a whole lot of good stuff. Yeah. The first round hits, they go, good impact, shall we fire for effect?
Hell yeah, brother!
Understood. And they begin firing in effect. This one's gonna be a little bit. Oh, jeez. Here we go. That's good. That one wrong. They have 2 more hits. Let's see if they do enough damage to bring the entire place down.
Oh, they just might. Super good hit.
Standard
And
range.
one last one, right?
That's right. So 2 misses that end up scattering. So that's 2, 4, 6.
We are on the main map, just so you know. In case there was one we're supposed to be looking at.
Nope. We haven't gotten to an actual fun map just yet.
Okay, cool.
Admittedly, I was not expecting y'all to blow up the cathedral. That's impressive. As you now watch as that entire section of the city is engulfed in flames.
Look, you had the picture ready and everything.
Oh yeah, we had that last time too.
Yep. 2, 3, 4, 6.
Somewhere in the distance, Furlough is in.
The weakest artillery shots here still destroy whoever they hit.
Yeah, also, there's a few rounds that end up impacting your allies as well.
I mean, you're fair though. If this was like the second session, no, nobody would have done this. Here on the last session,
Yeah,
I feel like things would have changed.
Oh, cool. My video froze. I love it. So,
It's been frozen.
good. That's my good side anyway. So, you get to watch and see as a few of the rounds that are fired scatter onto the opposite end of the shoreline, detonating and scattering most of the defenders there. However, due to the destruction of the bridge and the wholesale slaughter at the cathedral, for the most part, you watch as the Imperial Guard line holds. They do take casualties. It is difficult, but without any of the extra support coming from the orcs, well, it's only a matter of time before the Withering Last Fire cuts down those that made it across. And you notice there are still orcs running about on the other side taking pot shots, but at this point many of them are running in random directions, unsure as to what this plan is.
I think last time it was a 4-minute timer. If so, I believe it's time for another jort roll.
All right, jort roll. Pick a number, 1 through 10, buddy.
Fuck it, we'll go with a 9.
4 again.
I mean, you can survive
So-
forever with a bleeding wound.
Yeah, you really can.
It's like winning
It's
a lottery.
stable. It's stable. He's not hemorrhaging yet. It's just not good. So, as this is done, it takes a little while, but over the radio, you can hear a few different voices before eventually something clearly comes through, and they go, "Forward observing team, I'm going to need you to stand by. We're sending an air taxi. Apparently, someone decided to blow up the Cathedral of Saint Ingenious. You wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you?"
But who would do that?
It was the orcs!
As this is going on, Jort, roll me another d10.
Alright.
Alright, we did not match up. Although, it's a good thing you didn't pick 9 again. As you are sitting there waiting, you hear another voice come across the Vox. And you hear the voice of a rather familiar commissar. As Commissar Hartley's voice comes across the Voxcast, and they go, "Yeah, is this Specialist Jort?"
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. There have been a change of plans. I'm sending a Chimera, this fire team. They're going to be mopping up operations occurring across the other side of the river, but you have a special assignment.
Alright.
Inquisitor Lemat, I believe you met him previously during one of your ancillary duties. He has not reported in from his position at the Cathedral of St. Ingenious. Your team is being assigned to go recover whatever his remains are, as well as secure the inquisitorial section of the cathedral, or whatever remains of it. I don't have to tell you you'll be going past enemy lines, but from what the captain of the front has been telling me, for the most part the orcs are in full retreat. Once meeting with the new sergeants in charge of the Chimera, destroy this Vox. Do not receive any other additional orders until you hear from me or someone else from the commissariat. Do you understand?
I won't have a Vox anymore. I can't hear from anybody.
Yeah, that is the idea.
Oh, okay.
The Chimera should come equipped with communications devices. The sergeant there, upon the completion of your mission, should be able to report to his first-line commander, and I will hear from it. Good luck. The Emperor protects. And you can actually, briefly, you hear the sound of a bolt pistol being racked before the Vox casting signal gets cut out. Jort, what does you and your team do?
He said that the Chimera was coming to us, right?
That's correct.
Oh yeah, I just let everybody know that
We got transport on the way. Hold tight, everybody.
Perfect.
Well, time to get comfy. Maybe your wound will stop bleeding.
I
Maybe.
ran out of Hello Kitty band-aids and bubble gum.
Now, what I'm going to need Theta to do here for us, as you are supervising a brand new mission with what remains of your squad, I need you to roll me. Let's see here. To start, roll me a D100. Do. 58. All right. So, the good news is, as you inspect your Chimera, you do manage to get an additional 5 guardsmen to accompany you, as well as one that is allegedly a medic, though you're not sure how talented he is with that. But as you look over the Chimera, what you find is that this took some pretty substantial damage from the artillery strike and the fighting that followed afterwards. You have a heavily damaged Chimera that should still be able to cross the river without flooding, and has an M34 autocannon with exactly 2 reloads worth of ammunition.
Very nice.
You supervise as they bring in what little ammunition can be spared, as there are still lines and fighting going on along the riverbank.
I
But you
assume that
managed
means
to-
it's loaded and it has 2 extra shots after.
That is correct. So, with that, you're given new orders from your captain, which effectively translate to Commissar Hartley has requisitioned your squad to provide direct support to, 3 very important persons. Technically, you are in charge of this mission. However, I'm not at liberty to discuss what that mission is. You'll have to get it from them. So, whatever it is that you think you need, you're going well beyond enemy lines. Good luck.
No luck needed, sir. Salute.
He returns the salute, and you are given command of the Chimera. You have 1 operator, 4 regular riflemen, and 1 medic.
Time to go off mission, never to be seen again.
There you go.
We're gonna form our own society.
Alrighty. So, in the meantime, as you guys are waiting, would you like to explore the area around you anymore, or are you just going to hold tight in your little hidey hole?
I'm going to explore because, oh boy, I would love some extra ammunition.
Okie doke. Where would you like to search? Basically, if you guys all want to search, Tabor, if you would like Jort to search, you're just going to have to continue rolling that D10 to see if you overexert yourself and die. However, if you decide to just stay where you are and hold your wounds, I will not make you roll during this period of time.
Yeah, I think I'll just stand still.
You said it
Be on
right
the
when we hit the
lookout.
4-minute mark.
Yep. Alright, so, Big B, I'm expecting you to go searching as well. Just draw X's on whatever building you want to search. I'm going to give each of you 3 buildings to check.
Sure, let me go ahead and pull my token back here. So
I'll let him
search
know.
that
I'll be
one.
like, don't go too far. Transport's coming.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll always be ready, mother.
You
I
guys,
never go to
you
school.
guys are all checking the same buildings.
Oh yeah, you just circle. Well, I guess they're gonna spread theirs out, right? All right. So if you search there, I'll search over here. This is oh, you're just.
There we go.
Okay. So the dark blue X's, I think, were ones that we made
Yeah.
previously, correct?
That is correct.
The dark blue
as
ones
mark
were
of
where the
hostiles.
bad guys had landed, and I was marking them down.
Okay,
Yep.
So I've marked
Well-
my 3 in teal here.
Teal X's, right?
Bigby, what are you
Okey-doke.
going to mark yours with?
Oh, I have the make marks as well. I'll do it with this purpley color I have selected.
That sounds good. Just
I
choose 3
like purpley
buildings.
colors.
Of course, that one that Bigby was already in.
Yeah, the one way back there.
And might as well get this one here. And let's get all of those on the northern line there.
Alright, so you basically take the entire north side.
Key doke. So, top ones. Tracking. Bigby, as you start scanning across the top areas, you find that most of this is typical civilian housing. As you go through it, you do find a med kit, but beyond that, as you search through this building specifically, you also find what appears to be an individual with a bit of an addiction problem. You managed to find 2 stims, as well as something known as slot. SLAUGHT. Sadly, no sutures. However, that is all you're able to find. But effectively, slot increases your agility bonus and perception bonus by 3 for 2d10 minutes, but then once it's over with, you have to roll a toughness test or suffer a negative 20 penalty to both of those tests for a number of hours. And stims are fantastic because effectively they let you ignore the fact that you're dying for a brief amount of time. But a stim works for 3d10 rounds, and it allows you to ignore any negative effects to your characteristics from damage or critical damage, and you also can't be stunned. So there's that.
And I'm gonna take those, and instead of continuing my search, we have a wounded man who could very much use a stim, and the med kit might help.
Okey-doke. You do have a med kit. It's not good, so you'd still have a penalty because you are not proficient in Medicaid. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
you actually, Simmer, as you scan the area, you find the alleyway where that group of orcs you had immolated in horrific fashion had been traveling down, and you see that there are 2 ratlings that have just been brutalized. One also caught fire because they were playing catch with him. But as you check the house, it's clear that this was the house where they were living. But you also see blood trails leading into this house to the north from where you are at. You notice there are several pictures of these ratlings working at basically fancy events, almost like they were catering, or maybe they were launderers, but they clearly were, well, laborers, we'll say, to the upper class. You also notice that there is an interesting symbol that is basically all of them have tattoos with this symbol in their photos somewhere.
Interesting. But you say there's a trail of blood that goes to the north. I'll see if maybe there's still a living body attached to that.
Sure, go for it.
So what do I find?
As you go into this building specifically, hopefully that worked, you find 2 dead ratlings, also horribly mutilated. Looks like they were mostly just kicked and beaten. Possibly, judging by the blood marks, they were clearly bashed up against the walls in some sort of, what you can gather was a very entertaining orc sport. But you also notice that these ratlings are armed, or at least were armed, with silenced machine pistols.
Ooh, very interesting.
You also notice that the door back here has a rather intense security door, or this room is protected by a rather intense security door that is decidedly out of place considering the residential nature of this building.
Interesting. So I can't get into the room right now, correct?
If you could try and figure out a way, go for it. You might be able to blow it up. You might be able to pick the lock. You might be able to hack the lock. You might be able to do anything.
Unfortunately, didn't take security this time, but, I mean, these people were here and they have to open it up somehow. They must have some sort of, way to open it up. Is this like a data pad, or am I looking for a key?
So it looks like not a data pad, but also like a key card here. Yep.
Okay, so they obviously must have a key card then. They wouldn't just have it completely closed out at all times, right?
Yep, as you pat down these two, it doesn't seem as though they have the key card.
Maybe the one in the alleyway then.
Sure. As you go and you search through the one in the alleyway, you actually do in fact find a key card on their person.
Ooh, wonderful. Let's see what goodies they've been hoarding to themselves.
Alright, as you insert it, the door opens up, and the shotgun on the string goes off. Just kidding. Roll me...
It's security, but only shotgun on a string.
Exactly. Roll me 15 d10.
Ooh, boy. 76.
That sounds perfect. So, 76. Just pull this up. Oh, of course I went scrolling for this.
Let's check out the big chart.
The mini
What
nuke on the
could
string
go
goes off.
wrong? Yeah. 70... Actually, I think 76 is kind of perfect. Just a second. Literally, to look up the definition for what stims do, I moved away from this thing that I had so carefully prepared.
Totally love how I made my character specifically for this, and they're gonna heal themselves before I ever get there.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're all fine. They didn't need you at all.
Oh, fuck, I'll shoot myself in the head. I came with
Perfect.
a medic anyway.
I still need one.
Let's see here. I can't believe they got rid of this fucking chart. There we go.
So take a look at my armor.
There
I
we
reduced
go.
that 76 down by 7 points.
What did you roll?
76.
76. Fantastic. So, as you go inside there, all that's inside this entire room is this tiny little wooden crate. And as you pry it open, you see an ornate jeweled box with the symbol of the Inquisition right on top of it.
Ooh, they have some very interesting things here. So this is only an ornate box? Or is there something inside of it?
You could open up the box and find out if you'd like. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? If it's got an Inquisition seal on it, it might be best not to open it. What if it's a weapon?
Talking.
We'll see what it is the Inquisitor actually left the cathedral, came over here, shot himself in the head, put himself into the box, sealed the box. Mission's accomplished, we're done.
Alright, well, let's go home.
Yeah. Okay, but presumably zero way I can identify anything about this, I would assume. Maybe ecclesiarchy?
All you know is that this is inquisitorial in nature and clearly stolen.
Right. So you know what? I'll take it and take custody of it for now, and
Alright.
we're gonna meet up with some Inquisition later. I'll just turn it over.
Alright, so you're not opening it.
Nah, I'm not gonna open it.
Alright, noted.
Mhm.
Alright, so with that done, you hear the sounds of a Chimera engine rolling across the ground. As you get outside, you see a very horribly damaged Chimera pull up to basically the building that you had been calling the artillery fire from.
Alright. Timur will go ahead and be the first to get up since he seems to have the most energy and just say, "Hello, I like the new paint job. You do it yourself."
Top Hat opens, and would you like to describe your character there, Theta?
No, yeah, I mean, I look like most other Krieg, and that I got the gas mask and the hat and everything else. I just happen to have a trench coat that looks way too ornate for somebody like me. Some might say it's my trademark item.
Yeah, you look important.
Oh, I can't wait for the next 7 sessions where we go through his incredibly detailed backstory.
Flashback
Or,
time,
you know,
everybody.
the moment I step out and get sniped. For looking...
Look,
For look...
yeah.
I just
This
come with
guy's
the camera.
cool.
I'll be back in 2 hours. You guys have a fun stream.
Alright. So, are you the ride?
I don't know yet. We lost Lightfoot.
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you just... Your camera went off and the overlay just switched around, so I figured you were gone.
Yeah, I'm fixing things so you can see my pretty face a little bit longer.
Oh,
Okay.
we saw your face just fine. Specifically one part of it, looking down towards the floor.
Well, that is the best part of my face. And the most interesting part of my apartment, honestly.
Yeah, I guess it looked like a bed on one side, and I guess a coat behind you. I had no idea.
Yeah, basically.
So, what does the man in fancy trench coat have to say?
Well, I guess first thing I do is I would shout out to secure the area. I've got 5 guardsmen and carrier with me.
Yep, you watch as the back of the Chimera drops open, and 4 Krieger with rifles run out, followed closely by a medic also with a
No,
rifle.
no, hold on an arm. You stay back there. You stay in the... You're more important than they are.
Why does everyone keep telling me that?
To give you a complex, so maybe you'll think about it later.
It's working. Yeah, you watch as Private Coffin hangs his head in his gas mask and goes, "Fine." And he just starts poking his head up through the gun slits in the side of the Chimera.
You can get all those extra years of training, so you could die like the rest. You stay in there. You make
It
sure
was
the
actually
pilots stay
4
safe.
weeks.
That's what I said.
Oh, you have a medic in there. Good. George here is still bleeding out.
I was told there was 3 of you. Where's the other one?
Is he-
I think sitting over there. They might be mistaken for that rock. That's
Yeah, you
Big
see,
B. That's George. I'm Timur. Hi, nice meeting you.
Big Bear, have you been standing there the entire time, or are you just jogging up with an armful of illicit drugs?
I'd say he's got them all crammed into the med kit if he can.
Perfect.
Alright, go grab your mouse. Meet me back at here. I'll go grab your comrade.
Good, good. I'll find them.
And I will
Yeah,
head over to
you guys all
Jord.
managed to get together. You do find Jort sitting there. From the little balcony that he's sitting at, you see the Cathedral of St. Ignace just completely engulfed in fire.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably look down at him, see, was it a gut wound or is it a leg wound? Where'd you get hit again? It's bleeding out so badly?
I think my stomach.
Yep.
So gut shot. You've been gut shot. Alright, look at your gut shot, and then I look up over the burning cathedral. I say, it's a real shame. It's a great loss for the Empire today. And then I'll pull out some tools from behind me, a diagnosticator, and a couple of sutures. And say, lift up your armor.
What? I'm not gay.
Alright,
Well, first thing is, I pull out a last pistol. I say that fucking shit again. Pull up your armor.
Alright.
This is what we call bedside manner in the guard.
Alright, I have the diagnosticer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. to be able to diagnose his problem, but I also have field sutures to give me a plus 30 Medicaid test to staunch blood loss.
Mm-hmm. That all adds up. Keep in mind, it's minus 10 for every critical wound that he has, which I think is 4?
Well, I've got a plus 50
I'm
to the
at
test, plus my
crit
skill.
6.
Yep, and the assistant medic is going to come over to assist you, so you get an additional plus 20. Oh, you're at negative 6? Alright, so there's a 60-point penalty on this roll, but now add all of your other
Alright.
bonuses together.
Well, my
including the 20
bonuses
points
are
for the assistant.
70, so it's a plus 10
Yep.
at all.
So then a plus 30 because of the assistant,
No,
correct? Or
I
did you already
counted that.
include
Yeah, I have a plus 50 for myself, plus whatever my skill is. I didn't include that.
Nice.
Plus the 20 from that guy.
We have Commissar Smartly on our hands here.
Oh,
Well, shit.
yeah. And is that also adding the bonus for the suture kit?
Yep, that's my med kit and a field suture.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I mean,
So,
not unless
yeah.
the diagnosticator, rather, is a bonus on its own.
No, I think it's a bonus for
Determining
something.
ailment.
Yeah,
I didn't know if
Not
that
for
added
extra.
anything.
negative. So you just have the bonus from the first aid kit, the
You know
bonus
what?
from
I
the
don't give a
suture
shit about
kit.
this character. Can I use a fate point reroll?
Yeah, sure. Donut, is that also using the bonus from the first aid kit, which is a plus 20?
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Well, we've done all
He
we
already
can.
dropped
This
an
man was dead
impossible
when I got
task.
here.
No. Now remember, what'd you roll this time? Oh no.
Can I
So
burn the fate point?
effectively, you'll get to retry after he rolls like another 5 bleed tests. So by the time you guys drive back to the river, I'll give you another attempt.
Mhm.
But in the meantime, pick 5 numbers, 1 through 10. Jort. See if you can make it there. As everybody gathers around trying to staunch this bleeding.
Wait. Before we do that, can I do a first aid test separately?
Yeah, just to give them all wounds, definitely.
Well, no. I mean on Jort, because I also have the talent Swift Suture, which is end blood loss condition when performing first aid.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so maybe you might even be able to end it even faster.
How was that a different roll?
Well, I think these rolls were specifically to end the bleeding,
Right.
which you failed at.
Okay,
But
so
we're
it's
Yeah.
the same
Penalty.
so
number.
this
though.
is this is
Yeah.
just to give him health, and then you use your character. Okay,
There
so
we
there
go.
you go. So, I believe you add a number of wounds equaling your intelligence modifier plus degrees of success, correct? Or do you do something better because you're a Chuchusian?
No.
Okay.
I do whatever
Well,
the
then.
basic first aid thing is. I just also end blood loss when I perform first aid.
So what's your int bonus?
Nice.
My end bonus is 3.
Alright, so
I get
Jort gets
6
6.
wounds. Alright, so I'm at
So you're-
10 with 6 crit. So
I mean,
There you
also,
go.
while I'm doing this, while y'all are together...
Yeah, you can try it on us too.
Not even that. Well, I guess I'll do that too. Hold on a sec. I just gotta read...
I'll just start curb stomping my Vox, I guess.
I'm glad you remembered to do
Alright,
that. 'cause
yeah,
I was gonna fuck with
first
you
thing I'm gonna do
hardcore.
is, while I'm still with Jort, I'm going to perform the It's Not As Bad As All of That.
What's that do?
To give him temporary wounds. Since we're heading into combat, and I can't heal you long term, I can at least give you temporary wounds.
Makes sense.
But it's just a challenging Medicaid test. It doesn't seem to be affected by his crits
Okay,
or anything.
perfect.
I can't do anything about his crits anyway.
Yeah.
So this is
Not
just
yet.
a plus 20.
You got this, bud.
At least he's not dead.
Alright, and hold on, let me just double check. That is, I think, intelligence bonus plus 1 wound for every degree of success. So you have... So Jort now has 4 temporary wounds.
Nice.
Sorry,
Very cool.
5. 5, right? Yeah, 2 plus 3, so 5. Simple math. Problem is...
Right.
No such thing. Not in this country.
Alright. Want to do some first aid on us two as well, real quick?
I would recommend it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Alright.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
only-
didn't use the plus 20 from somebody aiding me, so I guess that would actually be 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 7 temporary wounds to Jort.
Alright.
And that's the first aid to Teamer.
Right. I only have 1 crit, so I'd only lower it by -1, but...
Well,
that's
no,
still
it doesn't
5
affect
something.
crits. Oh, yeah, you mean... Sorry, yeah, you meant the
That's a
negative.
penalty.
Yeah. And I believe the mouse isn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
No, he got shot to pieces. I'm not sure if he went to critical, but he did take damage. I remember because I was amazed that an orc actually hit somebody.
Alright, well, I'll do the it's not as bad as all that on Teamer first. Alright, so 7 temporary wounds to Teamer.
Thank you.
Actually, I've been reading this a little bit differently. So, first aid, when you give someone first aid, let's see here.
Well, this is the it's not as bad as all that from Hammer of Empire. Is this temporary
Gotcha.
wounds one? I don't
But
know.
going back to
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about for first aid.
going back to Jort, apparently, you remove an amount of damage when you're doing first aid. You succeed. You remove an amount of damage from his patient equal to his intelligence bonus plus 1 additional point per degree of success. But you remove critical damage before normal damage. So with first aid, you can actually reduce critical damage right off the bat.
I thought we couldn't
cool.
remove critical damage with first aid. I thought critical damage had to be removed from long-term care.
I think that was just natural healing.
Because, I mean, in that case, why do we spend weeks in that hospice tent?
Yeah, right? For science.
Pretty sure
So
it requires
I'm at crit
long-term.
0 now.
Nah, just read it. It's
What
weird.
page is it on again?
It is in page
126.
126 in first aid. It's in the parentheses.
Huh.
Cool.
I guess maybe it's just hard if you have a lot of critical. I don't know.
Page 126.
Anyway.
Oh, but if you do the extended care, basically you recover twice as fast.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was on healing the mouse.
Yep.
No, I guess that was the 4.7. So I guess 7, starting with the critical and then working your way up. If you have no critical, then mind. And then it's not as bad as all that. So the mouse gets 6 temporary wounds.
Yeah, that puts him to max plus 6. Now, can these temporary wounds like go past their maximum threshold?
Let's see. Again, these temporary wounds does not remove critical or critical effects. However, some temporary wounds report damage. When the character suffers damage, these temporary wounds are removed before damage is applied to the character's normal wounds. This order cannot be used on a patient until he has moved all. Ooh, man, never mind. Let's go back on some of that. Who has critical wounds again?
Not me anymore.
Jort, do you still have any criticals?
No. I don't know.
Well, you had critical 6, and then he healed you for...
So you're the only one keeping
6.
track of your sheet.
So, effectively, you were at 0 wounds, 0 critical wounds now.
Yeah.
But you still keep all of the effects. So, for example, if your critical injury was you losing your hand, just because you got first aid doesn't give you the hand back. It just you get those wounds back.
You know what? I wrote down on my sheet somewhere that I'm missing a pinky finger, so...
Yeah. Still going.
Well, anyway, the point I was getting at was I can't give you temporary wounds if you have critical damage, but if nobody has critical damage anymore, then it doesn't matter. Also, these temporary wounds are separate from the character's normal wounds.
Oh, awesome. So they're like a buff. That is legit. I've actually never had anyone take that in any of the campaigns before.
That's what I said. I made myself a sergeant medicae, and then these guys, send him a medic! Send him all the stimulants! It's like, fuck.
There you go. It's actually good that you were doing this, because the medic that I was going to send with you guys is awful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason they call him Private
Honest.
Coffin.
Yeah, we are now better, or at least I am better now than when I am at normal. So this is good.
Yeah, so I guess I just do the round point. Get him in the shimmer!
Yeah, you basically do a quick inspection of their wounds, staple them back together, and like, all right, get the fuck out of here.